Good evening, friends. Now, on Tuesdays, we are undergoing a series of acupressure basic classes. Today is the 6th session. And our trainer or the speaker is Shri Krishnamurthy Lakshmana. We all know that. Basically, he's an engineer from electronics and communication, but now he worked for the alternative therapy, especially for the acupressure. And he's the student in SPS, Master Advanced Diploma in Acupressure Healing Sciences. And he writes some study materials and some books on acupressure. Now, in connection with Joshi's Kerala group, he is giving a series of classes which will help us to prepare for the Acupuncture Council exam. Today, he deals with the concept of yin and yang. Now, on behalf of all of you, very happily we can invite Mr. Krishnamurthy Lakshmana to this platform. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Now we can take care of the session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Let's give me a moment.
You're muted, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zones. Okay. So today we will be discussing on a very important topic, which is a kind of a foundation for the entire future journey, especially if you want to practice TCM. Okay. You cannot do without understanding yin and yang. Okay. When I say understanding, it is not a vague understanding will not help you. You should have a solid understanding of yin and yang. Okay. Because everything in TCM will finally end up in yin and yang. Okay. So that is the foundation, and you should work extra hard to understand this concept. Okay. It is very simple, yet it is very profound. Okay. So we will today, I'll try to explain the basics, the most, the elementary level of yin and yang. And I have tried to present it in my way. So I'm not following the regular textbook methodology. So I'm trying to present it in my way. So please make notes. Okay, because you will not get it in the books. Okay, if you miss it, you have missed it. Okay, so I request all of you to make notes, especially those who are serious and who want to practice TCM. So because I have tried my way of presenting it, there may be minor mistakes here and there, but more or less, things will be in track. Let me bring up the presentation. Actually, this topic of yin yang is a very fascinating topic. Okay. So I just wanted to start with giving an example of something which we already know. Okay, so by understanding what we already know, okay, we can know it will be helpful to understand something which we don't know. Okay, we understand something which we don't know with the help of something which we know. Okay, in the digital world, okay, like we are using Zoom. Okay, so this is a digital media, and everything in internet, okay, your YouTube, your songs, your everything, okay, Instagram, your Facebook, all of the things in the internet is digital. And let's say whatever you are using in your computer or your mobile, okay, your Word, Excel, PPT, anything, okay, your apps, mobile apps, your digital payment transactions, all of that is under digital comes. And the entire digital world is made out of only two things. It is ones and zeros. Okay. So we call this as binary system. So if there is a photograph, okay, which you are seeing in the phone, if you are seeing a photograph in the phone, if you go to the core of it, the phone is storing that entire image in the form of ones and zeros. Okay, those who are from let's say computer science background or electronics, or who have some kind of microprocessor understanding, they would easily understand this. Okay, what I'm trying to say. So your entire digital world can be boiled down to ones and zeros. I will give you an example. Say, for example, if you want to say apple, it can be represented as 1011010101. Okay, apple can be represented as a sequence of 1011010101. No, I'm just giving a random example. Say if you want to present as an orange, how do you represent orange in a binary? Probably 00100101101, something like that. Okay, so every object, every letter, okay, every word, every phrase can all be converted back into 10101. This is called binary system. And even in our communications, say earlier there used to have telegraph system, and in that they used to do this tapping. It is also based on something like that. So we have an example just with two binary 0 and 1. So many complex things in the entire digital world can be created. Yeah, Morse codes, Morse keys. Yes. So if it is so, if the entire digital world can be created with zeros and ones, then what about the entire universe? The universe, our physical and non-physical world, they can also be, the Chinese philosophy says that even they are created with just two things, and they are called yin and yang. Okay, so just like with two binary digit, ones and zeros, the entire digital world is created. Similarly, our entire physical and non-physical world, as per TCM or Chinese philosophy, is created of just two things, yin and yang. So these are my thinking on how to express that yin and yang. Okay. So just with two things, you are creating the entire complex universe. Okay. Like this human body, how complex is it in its creation? It is extremely complex, right? It is phenomenally complex. But it is very simple to use, right? We are using the body. No, did we get any user's manual when we took birth? We were not given any handed. So if you take any piece of machine, okay, so they give user manual how to use it. But when you took birth, there was no user manual given. Okay. Like, but still you are able to use your body, because it is so user friendly. Even though it is extremely infinitely complex, it is very user friendly. So I have tried to put it in my words. It is simple yet infinitely complex. And this concept of yin yang, it is ultra fascinating. The more you get deeper, every layer by layer, if you get into the deepness of it, you will start feeling that it is so fascinating. Okay. And it is incredibly mysterious, right? So if you are given only 2 ingredients, okay, and if you are asked to prepare some meal, will you be able to prepare some good meal with only 2 ingredients? At least those who make cooking. No, is it easy? No, right? It is difficult with only 2 ingredients. But the creator is so great that the entire creation is with just 2 things. So how mysterious it can be. Okay. And it is profoundly unfathomable. Okay. You cannot wrap your entire head, like your head, into this entire concept of yin yang, of the entire universe. It is superb knowledge. And we will try to understand a small slice of this something phenomenal knowledge. This yin yang principle is universal. It can be applied to everything in this universe, starting from a tiny cell to the entire cosmos. Okay, the principles of yin and yang can be applied. Who can be a good therapist? Is the one who can translate every disease into this yin yang principles, and every functioning of the body, if we can translate into this yin and yang principle, those who can do that will become masters. Yeah. So the basic building block for the entire universe is this yin and yang. So if you understand the building block well, okay, so your mastery on the subject will become more and more. So please pay attention to the class. Okay, don't do multitaskings. Okay, and all those possible, please open your cameras. So in TCM, the yin yang is represented through this symbol. Okay, we will understand this symbol in a lot of detail. Okay, I will go to the I'll switch the slides here and there. Okay. So there are four main principles of yin yang. Okay. There are four main principles. What are those four main principles? The first one is yin and yang are opposite. Okay. Yin and yang are opposite. So we have to understand yin and yang as yin and yang itself. We can't translate into something else. It is very difficult to translate yin and yang into English or any other language. So say there is word Om. If we want to translate Om, it's very difficult. You have to understand Om as Om. Okay. So there are so many different such things in the different languages where it is very difficult to translate. So among them is chi or ki. You have to understand chi or ki as chi or ki, and yin and yang as yin and yang itself. Okay, there are lots of different ways of describing yin and yang. Slowly, one by one, we will try to enhance that. But I'll start with something very basic. So, and try to understand this yin and yang as yin and yang. So the first principle is yin and yang are opposite. Okay. Second, yin and yang are interdependent. So yin depends on yang and yang depends on yin. Okay. And third one is mutual consumption. Means the yin consumes yang and the yang consumes yin. Okay, what is it? We will understand. Okay, we'll go into the details of this. And the fourth is yin can get converted into yang and yang can get converted into yin. Okay. So these are the four main principles of yin and yang. Yin and yang are opposite. Yin and yang depend on each other. That is, yin depends on yang, yang depends on yin. Third, yin consumes yang and yang consumes yin. Fourth is yin can get transformed into yang and yang can get transformed into yin. Okay. I'll just some day-to-day example I have taken. Say we have liquid assets and immovable assets. We will try to understand this as yin and yang. Okay, so your cash. Okay, you have cash. Okay, that is, let's assume that to be yang, and you have a let's say a plot, a piece of land. Okay, and we will consider that to be yin. Okay, so both of them are assets, right? Both of them are wealth. The cash is also wealth and the site or the plot is also wealth. Now, cash is very liquid in nature. Okay, you can easily convert cash into anything, right? You can go and purchase vegetables. You can convert cash into vegetables. You can convert cash into groceries. You can convert cash into, let's say, any object. You can purchase a watch. So it is easily, like that, it is very liquid in nature. But if there is a piece of land, you can't convert it into vegetables or groceries. No, it is difficult to, no, you can't easily sell it. It is immovable asset. Okay, so now we will try to understand these four principles. So this is very liquid in nature and this is non-liquid in nature. Okay, so they are opposite. Okay, the cash is very liquid in nature. The piece of land is very non-liquid in nature. And so they are opposite. And interdependence. So to purchase land, you require what? You require cash, right? So the land is dependent on the cash to purchase, right? And let's say if you want to earn cash, so you require a piece of land. Say you want to open a shop, it is a piece of land, right? Or no, like to do any kind of manufacturing or selling, you require a place. So cash is dependent on land and land is dependent on cash. Okay. So if you want to purchase, if you want to extend the land, if you want to say, if you have 30-40 site and you want to make it 40 by 40, you want to increase the size. So if one is increasing, how will it increase? It is by spending the cash. The amount of cash will decrease because it is getting if you want to increase the land, the cash will decrease. And if you want to increase the cash, what is that you will have to do? You will have to sell a piece of land. Okay, so the land will decrease, right? So if you want to increase the cash, the land will decrease. If you want to increase the land, the cash will decrease. So basically, one of them are, it is consuming. If the land has to increase, it consumes the cash and it increases. If the cash has to increase, it consumes the land and the cash increases. Okay, so it consumes each other. And intertransformation. So if you have cash, you can convert it into land, right? You purchase, and convert the cash into land. And second, if you have land, you can convert it into cash by selling it. So it is intertransformation. The cash is becoming land and the land is becoming cash, right? You are understanding this, the concept? People who are having the video on, at least nod, say, give thumbs up or something. Are you understanding? If you have blank faces, it's very difficult for me to judge what is going inside. Okay. Yeah. So whatever, we'll try to understand this yin and yang more. Whatever yin and yang that we will understand in the medical perspective, to understand the disease and to provide the solution, it is only a small fraction of the entire universal level of yin yang. Okay, so we are only taking a small piece of it into how the human body is functioning based on yin and yang. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Somebody is explaining. Okay. Naren, can you please explain intertransformation again? Intertransformation is one becoming the other and the other becoming this. Okay. So in terms of body, we will understand. I'm just giving you the example of the cash and the land. Okay. Say now, if you have cash, you can convert that into land, right? You can purchase it, give all the cash, and your cash becomes zero. And instead of cash, you have land. Okay, now you have only land. So means cash got converted into land, transformed into land. Now, if you have only land, you sell the land. No, your holding of the land will become zero, but it is got converted into cash, right? Okay. And we will try to understand the symbol. So I will. You are all able to see my screen? Okay. So let us say the okay. So the symbol of yin yang is like this. Okay. This is the symbol of the yin and yang. So the white part is yang and the black part is yin. Okay. So my question is, why is the yin yang symbol not like this? Okay. Why is the symbol like this and why not like this? Or why not like this? Why not like this? Why is it like this? Anybody wants to answer? Type in your answers, or if somebody wants to. speak, you can raise your hand. I'll give you an option to speak. Why is it like that only? Because they are never equal in proportion. They are always equal in proportion. They are supposed to be neutral. There is no equal representation. Why this is equal? No, half circle, straight half, it is equal. 50% yang, 50% yin. Yang is consumed by yin. It can transform like spinning. When one decreases, another increase. No movement shown. Follows the time schedule. Okay. Okay. One can cut into the other easily. Okay, good, good. So many people are good. Many people are giving good answers. So first is, what is the first law? Okay, I will use this itself. The first one is yin and yang are opposite. So how is this law shown in this symbol? How is this law, yin and yang are opposite, are shown in this picture? Yes, it is through the color. Say yin is black and yang is white. So it is black and white. It shows that they are opposite in nature. Okay, this is shown through color. Second, so yin and yang are interdependent. So how is this shown in the figure? How is this represented in the figure? Because the yin-yang symbol should be such that it represents all the laws. Right? Yes, it is the, if you see, say it's this white part. So the white part is the yang, but inside the white part, there is black part. So it is so this is the seed. Seed of yang is yin. Okay, so the seed is shown as a small dot. So if the yang, if the white has to flourish, then its seed is the other one, that is the yin. So yin is present within the yang. So there is no absolute yin or an absolute yang. It is not present. Okay, it is always, no, when yin is there, within that yin, the yang is there. And if there is yang, and within that yang, yin is there. Okay, so the same thing. In the yin part, which is the black, the seed of yin is yang. So it is shown in the white color, right? So there is a black dot in the white area and a white dot in the black area. So this tells that the yin cannot exist without yang and the yang cannot exist without the yin. So this tells that the yin and yang are interdependent. Okay. And third, what is the principle? Third, yin and yang consume each other. So how is this represented in the figure? Yeah. Say, I had shown the so there is a cookie or a biscuit. So if someone eats the biscuit, what do we say? The biscuit is consumed, right? Somebody eats the biscuit, so this part is removed, gone. It is consumed. So similarly in the apple symbol, okay, so it is a very famous thing. So why did they put this bite sign in the symbol for apple? Okay, it's an interesting. If they had made it full round, okay, people would have mistaken it for tomato. So they put a bite to show that it is apple. Okay, so but I'm just showing that it is apple is it's consumed. Okay, so now say why is that they did not keep it like this? Say they did the same consuming part. Say this is yang. So now let's say the yang is consuming the yin. So this much part the yang is consuming. So the yang ate up the yin. And this part, the yin ate up the yang. So that is yin consumed the yang. So that is why we have this symbol like this, where the yang is consuming the yin and the yin is consuming the yang. Clear? Nod your head, do something. Clear? No? Am I audible? Okay. So one consumes the other. Now what is the fourth law? Third is done. The fourth law is yin and yang are interchangeable. Okay, that is yin becomes yang and yang becomes yin becomes yang and the yang becomes yin. How is this shown? How is this shown in the symbol? Hmm? How is this shown? No, dots represents the interdependence, not interchangeable. Interchangeable means, how is it shown? When both yin and yang. Yeah. So direction. Say, let us take this part. Let us say it is moving like this. Okay. So now, how is the yin? Let's say I'll use a different color. So first, yin started growing. Okay, yin was like this. It started growing. Then yin became this much. Okay, it is growing. And then what happens? Slowly after that, the yin is reducing. The yin is further reducing. The yin is further reducing. Yin is further reducing. It is reducing, reducing. And then suddenly what happens? The yin becomes yang. So similarly, what happens through the yin? Yin grows, and after a certain time, it starts reducing, and at one point of time, what happens? The yin, the yang converts to yin. Okay. So if you see the night and day, so if the yin is night and yang is day, say the day, when the day begins, okay, slowly it increases. No, the intensity of sun, okay, say around 8-9 o'clock, it is increasing. The intensity of the sun is increasing, and around 12-1, it reaches the peak. And after that, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, it keeps on reducing. From 4, it is reducing to 5, it is further reducing to 6, it is further reducing to 6:30, it is almost reduced. Only little light is there. So suddenly at one point of time, no, slowly it is reducing, and at one point of time, it becomes totally dark. Light is reducing. So it was, the yang was reducing, and suddenly it got converted into yin, night, right? So, and the same thing with the night. So night is becoming dark, and towards the dawn, so around 5 o'clock, slowly some light is coming. Okay, means the darkness is reducing, and 5:30, it is almost reduced, and suddenly it is, you can around 5:30, you can still see the darkness, but there is also some amount of light coming, and at one point of time, say 6:30, suddenly the darkness gets converted into total light. So the yang is getting converted to yin, and yin is getting converted to yang. Where is that shown? It is shown in this tips. Say after this, once it reaches this point, suddenly the yin becomes yang, and after once this, the yang becomes yin. Okay. So did you all understand the 4 principles of yin and yang and how it is represented in the yin yang symbol? So out of 175 people, how many people are responding? Some 10, 12 people, that's it. What about the others? How many of you did not understand? How many of you did not understand? Reiki Venkata Ramanan. So what is your question?
Yes, you're telling day and night is okay, but is there day during night and night during day? That part that I got confused.
Okay. See, there is day. During daytime, you can see sometimes the moon, right? It is there. Or it is only because the day is because you can see. Sir, did you get this? Venkataramanan sir. See, in the daytime, you can see the moons sometimes.
Okay.
And sometimes, let's say, in the daytime, when there is solar eclipse, okay, the sun is, the moon comes in between the sun and creates darkness. So there is the darkness and the light. We can also understand it in this way. Okay. It is a very good question that sir has asked. Okay, let's say this is sun, and sun is giving out rays. Okay. Now this is the earth. Okay. Now this part of the earth is getting the sunshine. So it is day over here. And this part is not receiving the sunlight. So it is night. So at the same time, for some places it is day, there is sunlight, and some places it is night, where there is darkness. So the light and the darkness coexists. Sir, where the night exists in the day and the day exists in the night. Is it clear? Okay. Anybody else who did not understand? Any questions on this? Raise your hand. I'll give you an opportunity to speak. No? No questions? See, whenever there is no question, either the teacher has taught very well or the teacher has taught very badly. No? So, I don't know, whenever nobody is asking the question, it is, you should have some questions, always. No? A curious mind will always have questions. Yeah. So if the moon is on the dark side, then it will reflect the sunlight, full moon. Very good. Amrit Singh. Okay. Send India. Okay, good. Fine. So now we will go back. So this thing in the center, it is creating a, what structure is this? Say it is, the yin yang symbol is like this. So if I turn the symbol like this, so this line is representing a wave. Okay. So there are a lot of meaning to it. And in no technical knowledge or technical terminology, we call this a, what do we call this? We call this as a sine wave. There is a sine wave. And this is a fundamental type of movement. Say if you drop something in the water, what does it create? It creates waves. Communication happens through waves. Okay, it is the fundamental type of movement. So this wave, the yin and yang wave. Okay, so what is ki or chi? Chi is this entire circle, and this entire circle, the chi or ki, is made out of yang and yin, right? So ki is equal to yin plus yang. Now the same concept of this yin yang, the waves, has been represented in different cultures in different way. In the yogic culture, we have Ida and Pingala. There are two different energy paths which is moving in the center like this. Okay, and wherever they crisscross, no, it is creating different energy centers. So, and in this medical symbol, here also you can see serpent, okay, a snake, which is having this kind of wavy structure being represented in the medical symbol. And in the Hindu, in those who are from India can easily make out this. So it is represented in the form of Ardhanarishwar. Okay, so Shiva and Shakti. Okay, okay, half male, half female. That is half yin and half yang. So when they put together, it becomes a key. Okay, that is completion. Okay. So here let's say the seed of yang is present in yin, and the seed of yin is present in yang, is shown in the form of, say, black dot in the white area and a white dot in the black area. Where is that shown? In the Ardhanarishwar, that is the Shiva Shakti symbol. Any guess? Or anybody knows? I purposely removed the symbol picture. I'll show it. So it is Mooladhara. No. Say if you see this picture, say Shiva, the vehicle of Shiva is told as Nandi, that is the cow or the bull. Okay, so Shiva is a yang, Rudra, aggressive in nature, very aggressive in nature. Okay, but he rides on a bull. How is the bull? If you put grass, it keeps eating. Okay, it doesn't do anything. It is silent. So a yang personality, being silent and calm, it is the representation of yin. And Shiva is yang in nature. So the yang rides on yin is shown in this way, right? So the seed in the Chinese philosophy, the seed of yang is yin. It is shown. And if you see the other side, Shakti, the female version, though that is motherly figure. Okay, she is caring, nurturing, calm. So she is yin. But what is the vehicle which is shown? She is shown, the vehicle is the lion, very aggressive, a vehicle. So it is told that the Shakti, the nurturing nature, travels, rides on lion, that is yang. Yeah, lion is very aggressive in nature. Okay, so the same thing, which is told, the yang has yin as seed and the yin has yang as seed, is represented in, like, different cultures represented in different way. And in Indian culture, the Hindu culture, it is represented as the Ardhanarishwar, that is Shiva Shakti. Shiva rides on bull, the Nandi, which is a calmer vehicle, whereas Shakti rides on a lion, which is yang in nature. Okay. So, okay. There are many different aspects to understand this yin and yang. Okay, I will go in this way. Okay, I'll take up this. So, like, there are different schools of medicine. Okay, give me a moment, please. Sorry about the interruptions. So there are so many different. I had asked for, give me a moment, So I see many people asking, so. Okay. So I was telling there are so many different schools of medicine. So different philosophies present things in different ways. Let's say I'm just trying to compare Ayurveda, the system of treatment or health in India, and TCM, Chinese way of seeing things. Say Ayurveda says the entire universe and the body is made out of 5 elements. Okay, so that is Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. Okay, in English, it is space, air, fire, water, and earth. Okay, and TCM also says that the entire universe and the body is created out of 5 elements. Just that some elements are presented in a different way. See, it says it is wood, fire, metal, earth, and water. Okay, and these are its corresponding energies. Okay, wood's energy is wind, fire's energy is heat, metal's energy is dryness, earth's energy is humidity, and water's energy is coldness. I am assuming that you all know this. Okay, so in Ayurveda, these 5 elements are grouped in one particular way. Okay, say when they group Akash and Vayu, that is space and air, we get that combination is called as Vat or Vata. Okay, more airy in nature. Okay, when you combine space and air, it is more airy in nature. So it is Vat. And when you combine fire and water together, it creates Pitta. Okay, let's say the acids in the stomach. Okay, it is fluid, but hot in nature. It is, you put something, anything, it kind of melts it. So acid, that kind of situation gets created when fire and water gets mixed, and that is called as Pitta in Ayurveda. And when you mix water and earth, let's say there is wheat flour, which is, let's say, represents earth, and you add water to the wheat flour. What does it create? It creates a gluey kind of situation. Okay, sticky, gluey situation, which we call it as cough. Okay, so in Ayurveda, it has been represented in this way. The grouping of the elements is this. Okay, now, but when it comes to TCM, okay, the Chinese way of seeing things, the traditional Chinese way of seeing things, here the grouping is slightly different. So if the 3, wood, fire, and metal, are grouped together, they call it as yang. Okay, and when they group earth and water, they call it as yin. Okay, how do we explain this? Okay, let me try to explain it in this way. So we have wood, the energy is wind. We have fire, The energy is heat. We have metal. The energy is dryness. We have earth. The energy is humidity. And we have water. Energy is coldness. Okay. So these three things put together, this creates yang. And these two put together creates yin. So it is my way of presenting it, just to make things simple. Okay. Because this is not taken from the book. So no, if there is any mistakes, okay, please excuse me. Let's say I try to understand this little bit more, because it is very, very, very important. Okay. I'll take the example of roti, okay, or chapati, or Indian bread. Okay. Roti. Let's say hot roti versus cold roti. Which is more yang and which is more yin? Is hot roti yang or cold roti yang? So hot roti, heat is there, no? So it is more yang in nature. So the hot roti is more yang in nature because it has more fire. So cold roti has more coldness or less fire in comparison to hot roti. So cold roti in comparison to hot roti is more yin in nature. Okay. Hot roti is more yang in nature. More yang, more yin. Okay. Now let's take soft roti versus hard roti. So which is more yin in nature? Which is more yin in nature? Hard roti or soft roti? Yeah. So hard roti is very dry in nature. Hard roti is very dry in nature. So hard roti is more yang in nature, right? Hard roti is more yang in nature. Soft is, it has more, soft roti has more water content in it, right? So soft roti is more yin in nature. Okay. Okay. Hard roti is like a metal. You can also consider that. Next, let us say fluffy roti. Fulka, what we say, like a bulged roti. Fluffy roti versus flat roti. So which is more yang and which is more which is more yang? Fluffy roti is more yang, because inside what is there? More wind, or it is more light in no, yang is more light and yin is more heavy. Okay, so the fluffy roti is more light, more air or no wind inside. So fluffy roti is more yang in nature, and flat roti is the absence of that no air inside. So flat roti is more yin in nature. Okay, so let us say thick roti versus thin roti. So which is more yang and which is more yin? Which is more yang? Okay, so what is thick? Thickness is heavy or thick, light or thin. Okay, so what is more thick is more yin in nature. So, and which is more thin is more yang in nature. So what is thick roti? So thick roti is more yin in nature, right? So this is yang is thin roti and thick is more yin in nature. Is it becoming clear? Are you guys understanding? I don't see. I see confused faces. No, those possible, please turn on your videos. Okay. Petwa is little confused. Somebody had raised your hand. Okay, what is your thick and thin is confusing. Okay, what is, see, see the thickness. Okay, say if you have to make the roti thick, what should you do? If you have to make the roti thick, what is that you have to do? You have to make the bread thick, means you have to add more dough. More dough has to be added. So for dough, how is dough created? So you, let's say this is wheat and water. Wheat represents earth and water represents water. So you have to add both of them more, right? So the earth element and the water element, if you add more, then you will get a thick roti, right? So if you add this and this more, what are you adding? You are adding more yin, right? So that is why thick roti is more yin. So if in comparison to thick roti, the thin roti has lesser amount of wheat, that is, and water, right? So the yin amount is lesser in thin roti. So that is why it is more yang in comparison to thick roti, right? So thin roti is yang and thick roti is more yin. So now is it clear? Anybody still confused? Dhiren Cheda. Is it clear now? What is Venkataramanan? What is that? I did not understand your question.
No comparison only because both, 1 minute, both rotis contain earth and water,
Yes.
but thin roti contain less earth and less water. That's why it is in comparison only.
Yeah,
That's
in
what I meant.
comparison. Always there is no absolute yin, no absolute yang. It is always in comparison with something else.
Yes.
That is
That's
why
what
I
I
have
meant.
written more in comparison to something. Okay, more
Yes, that's
yin.
what I mean.
Yeah. And Saru, what is that? What are the points to increase, decrease in yang? No, that will come in all future classes. Okay. But whatever till now I have explained, that is, I am hoping that it is clear. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So yin and yang is based on the 5 elements. So let me go back to the presentation. Okay. So we are clear with this. So there are so many different perspective. Like anything and everything that you take can be divided into yin and yang. Okay. So yang, try to make this very familiar by yourself, because everything has to be converted back into yin and yang. Okay. We can spend more time to understand this. Okay. If you're not, like in future classes, we will be always getting back to yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang. Okay. Those who gets those whose fundamentals are strong, only they can become good therapists. Okay. Without your fundamentals being strong, it is very difficult to become good therapist. You always will depend on somebody else. Like, a person who doesn't have strong legs, they will have to depend on walker. Okay. To walk. So similarly, if your fundamentals are not strong fundamentals, so you will have to depend on others. Always you will be asking which protocol to put, which point to put, should we sedate, should we tone, all these fundamental things again and again you will be asking. Okay, so make your foundation super strong. Okay, and that is why Joshi sir has planned for these classes. Okay. So in terms of yang and yin, okay, I will just quickly represent. Say, what is, I had told this, if sun is there and the sun's light is falling, one side is day and the other side is night. Okay. So wherever the light is falling, that is yang, and wherever light is absent, it is yin. So light is yang and darkness is yin. Okay. So, and similarly, sun or day is yang, moon and night is yin. So brightness is yang and the shade is yin. So activity, in day there is activity. So activity is yang, more activity means more yang. Rest, in night we rest. So rest is yin. More rest means more yin. Less rest means the yin is less. Okay. Heaven is an accumulation of yang. Okay. So it is, let's say, the more you are moving away, above from the earth, the more you are going away from earth, you are moving towards heaven. Okay. So heaven is yang in nature, and more closer to the earth, it is, earth is yin in comparison to heaven. Okay. So what is round is yang, and what is flat is yin. So this requires little bit of explanation. Just ignore this. Okay, these two just ignore. I will not talk about this because you will get confused. Okay, only these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 you understand, and the other 2 you just ignore. Okay. No, you ignore. As I told, no, Ayush Sharma. It is a different way of explanation. If I take it up, many people will get confused. So I'm just keeping it. Okay. Sometime in future, we will handle it. So this yin and yang was in terms of light and darkness. Okay. Now we will try to understand yin and yang in terms of density, right? So more dense, more material is more yin, and less material or immaterial things are more yang in nature, right? Say now, let us take the example of this picture. Okay, there is cloud, and from cloud there is lightning coming. Okay, so what is more heavy, more substantial is yin. So which is yin between the cloud and the lightning? Which is more substantial, the lightning or the cloud? The cloud is more substantial, right? So cloud is yin, and the lightning which is coming, it is more like electricity. So it comes and goes. So it is less substantial. It is yang in nature, but it has a lot of power. The lightning has a lot of power. It has heat, it has light, it has fire. So all of that characterizes yang. And I'm referring to this picture. The cloud and the lightning. Okay. Now, let us take this example. The wood being burnt. Okay. So here, which is yin and which is yang? Which is more substantial? The wood or the fire? The wood is more solid in nature, right? You can hold the wood. So, wood is yin, and the fire which is coming out of the wood is yang. It is less substantial. It has less weight. So, fire is yang. So, this is one way of seeing the yin which is getting converted to yang. The wood is yin. But when you put fire to it, the wood gets converted to fire. That is, the yin gets converted to yang. Okay. And in this example, I have shown, say the water is boiling and getting converted into steam. So what is yin? The water is yin, which is more substantial, and the steam is less substantial. It is very vaporized kind of thing. So the steam is yang. Okay, you are understanding? Okay. So what has more material, more matter is yin. Which has more energy, which is less material, is yang. Okay. And where if you have to get more matter, what should you do? You should compress. Only then the matter gets created. Right? If you disperse it, the matter will not get created. So contracting, say there is water vapors. If you contract all those vapors, what will become? It will turn into water. What is matter? Anything you can touch, hold, feel is matter. Okay. Say if there is phone, the phone is yin. You can hold the phone, you can touch the phone. It is matter. But the signals which are coming out of the phone, I can't hold that. No, it is non-matter. It is yang. The signals are yang and the phone is yin. Okay. So what is expanding? It is yang in nature. Say the steam is expanding. So when the water expands in the form of steam, the water becomes less substantial. So the steam is expansion. That is why it is yang. Whereas you compress and condense the steam, it will turn back into water, more substantial. So contraction, condensation is yin. What descends comes down. The rain water comes down. So descending is yin in nature. Say the steam rises up, rises to the heaven. Okay, so goes upwards. So that is yang. Rising is yang, but whereas what comes downwards towards the earth is yin. So what is above? So if it is rising means whatever is above is yang. Say head is yang in comparison to chest, right? Because it is above. So head is yang in comparison to chest. Whereas chest is yang in comparison to abdomen. Because chest is above the abdomen, right? So what is above is yang. What is below is yin. So fire is yang, it has energy, it is non-material in nature, fire, whereas water, it is yin, cooling and matter, it is more substantial. So the matter produces, it gives shape, it gives a form. See, that is what. See, Rajaya is asking, in comparison to cloud, and say if the cloud was compared to earth, the yin and yang will be different. Cloud will become yang and the earth will become yin. But I am comparing cloud with what? I am comparing the cloud with lightning. So cloud will become yin, whereas the lightning will become yang. Is it becoming clear? If I compare the chest with the head, so chest is yin and head is yang. Whereas if I compare chest with the abdomen, chest is yang and abdomen is yin. Okay. So this yin is growth. And the initiating energy for the growth is yang. Yang generates. It's the generating, initiation is yang, and the continuation of that initiation and growing is yin. Okay. So this part is clear. Everybody is clear with this? So now, continuing that example, let's take the example of water. Yes. So the yin and yang keeps changing, converting. So that is what I'm trying to show in this picture. Okay. Say water in the form of ice cube is very dense, right? It is more heavy. So ice cube is yin in comparison to ice cube is in comparison to water. Water is less dense comparison to ice. So water is more yang compared to ice. Okay. But if you compare, so in comparison to ice, water is more yang. But when you compare water to steam, so water becomes yin and the steam becomes yang, because it is more, water is more dense in comparison to steam. Steam is less dense. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. So when I compare steam to cloud, so steam is yin and the cloud is more yang. Why? Cloud is at a higher elevation. Okay. Cloud is at a higher elevation. Cloud, see, the steam is hot and the cloud is less hot. Okay. Now we will use that. So cloud in comparison to rain is what? Cloud is what in comparison to rain? Rain is less dense, whereas cloud is more dense. So cloud is yin and the rain is yang. Because another thing is, say rain is moving from, it has momentum. Rain is moving, whereas cloud is more stable in comparison to rain. So cloud is yin in comparison to rain. Rain is yin, more yin comparison to lightning. Lightning is more energy, less substance, whereas water, rain is more substance. So it is the same thing, just the water, but where the water is, in which form it is, based on that, the yin yang changes, right? So yin yang is not static. The yin yang is changing depending on many aspects. I had cough, so just give me a minute. Excuse me for this. Say cloud in comparison to steam. Steam is at a lower level, so it is more yin, whereas cloud is at a higher level, so it is more yang. The more which is rising is more yang in nature. The one which is more coming downwards, it is more yin in nature. So in comparison to this is yang, but whereas comparing from to rain, this is yin. Okay. So there are more things. I will take up these things in the next class. So far, you are all fine? You are understanding? Somebody has suggested me, sir, just keep one pepper pearl in your cheek, don't bite, gradually the cough will subside. Because I was coughing. You think it is right or wrong? Okay, once participant has suggested a treatment for the cough. So my question is that correct or wrong? What do you think? And the solution proposed is to keep a pepper in the mouth's side. Is it correct? Not correct. See, from not all, in the sense, before giving solution, how much we understand the problem. That is very important. Say cough is coming. For how many different reasons cough can come? There are so many different reasons for which cough can come, right? So the solution will not be the same. Like I think I had shown this one quote from Einstein. Practically experienced ample number of times, especially this dry cough. Okay, so different people may be getting. No, I was trying to suggest a concept. Okay, like as many of you may be planning to become therapists. So always, Einstein says, I think I had shown this. If you give me 60 minutes to solve a problem, 55 minutes I will spend to understand the problem, and 5 minutes I will try to solve the problem. Okay, so understanding the problem requires a lot of time and effort. Only when we understand the problem clearly, solution becomes very simple. Either you use a pepper or something else, ginger, something. So, but many of the time, the students do the opposite. They give only 5 minutes to understand the problem and 55 minutes to solve the problem, which is the opposite. Yeah, see, I'm not telling it is, it may not cure, but it may not cure everybody's cough, because different coughs are of different types. And before suggesting a solution, we should try to gather more data about the problem. Since how long the cough is there, what are the different types of things which are happening in the body. Okay, so it is my suggestion. Okay, so with this, like you are all liking the class, you are getting benefited. Okay, good. So Joshi sir has this vision that the fundamentals of all the therapists has to be made strong, and they should be prepared for the Ayush examinations which may come up in the future. So we want to make this a long series of classes where we dwell deeply into the basics, so that all of your fundamentals become strong. And we will try to make this into a paid class, like fundamentals part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So we will go on and try to go deep into these fundamentals, so that you all can, because generally whenever classes happen, so it happens for few days, a portion is taken and the discussion happens in that way. So but a long classes on all the which touches on all different topics of the basics generally doesn't happen. So sir wanted to have this thing. So you all will be notified about the future progression, like what will be the fees and what will be the classes, content of the class, etc. So but I want to make this into a long journey where it will be something which is fabulous, phenomenal learning experience. Okay, okay, you all are okay with this? Okay, so the details will be sent shortly, and I look forward to teach you all and also learn at the same time. Okay, so with this, I will end the class and give it back to Lalita madam.
Thank you very much, Krishnamurthy sir, for the wonderful sessions you handled for these participants, for preparing them for the council exam. Thank you so much. Today, the people, I think they could understand more about this yin and yang. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you for participating in this session throughout.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joshi sir, for giving such a wonderful time for us and wonderful platform also. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Good
very much.
night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Very interesting. Sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir. Thank you, Joshi, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Very well explained, sir.
Sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
In a simple way, and we understood very well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. To most of
Good night, sir. Good night. Very good night.
Thank you, sir. Very, very and easily explained so that we can understand very easy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. சிறப்பான வகுப்பு.
Repeat.
சிறப்பான வகுப்பு.
Okay.
Yeah, very systematic and we are going stage by stage.
Yes.
So that means every step we take is we know where we are putting our foot
Yes.
instead of grasping everywhere, you know.
Yes. Great.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
இந்தியாங்கன்னா அது பெரிய புரியாத புதிரா இருந்தது, இன்னைக்கு தான் கிளியர் ஆச்சு.
புரிஞ்சுச்சா?
புரிஞ்சுது, கண்டிப்பா புரிஞ்சுது. இது வரைக்கும் என்னமோ நினைச்சேன் நானு, இன்னைக்கு கிளீனா புரிஞ்சிருச்சு என்னங்குது.
சூப்பரா புரிய வைக்கிறீங்க.
இன்னும் நிறைய
ரொம்ப
இருக்கு.
சூப்பர்.
புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு ரொம்ப நிறைய இருக்குது. So was telling
கம்பேர் பண்ணி பாருங்க, அப்பதான் இன்னும் நல்லா புரிஞ்சது.
சார், இதை விட சிம்பிளா யாராலையுமே எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண முடியாது சார். ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது சார்.
Thank you. Thank you.
கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது ரொம்ப கம்பேர் பண்ண இன்னும் நல்லா புரிஞ்சது.
Good.
வாட்டர் ஸ்ட்ரீம் கிளவுட் சொல்லும்போது இன்னும் ஈஸியா புரிஞ்சது.
Good. Good.
உங்களுக்கு தமிழ் தெரியல சார்? தமிழ்
கொஞ்சம் தெரியும்.
I'm speaking in Tamil is okay for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I will not respond in Tamil because others cannot understand.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. My long time
helpful.
confusion is solved today.
Acha, okay, great.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. I always had in my mind why Shiva is having Nandi as his vehicle. So today you made me understand in a conceptual way of us. Definitely. Thank you very much, sir.
Good. So you never know where you will get the answer from. So you should not miss chance.
True. Very true, sir. Anyway, thank you very much, sir. Very much grateful to you.
Waiting for the next session.
Yes. Even I am eagerly looking forward for the next session.
God bless you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
I think we can end the session, Lalita madam.
Yes, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you all participants. Good night all. Thank you.